Good morning. Welcome back to the CoveyChase farm blog. I don't think it would be a farm blog here at CoveyChase if we didn't have snow. Well, we don't have snow, but we do have ice. A little ice and a little bit of sleet. I don't think it's nearly as bad here in Lincoln County as what they may have otherwise thought it was going to be. It is still coming down and probably going to get a little bit more, but only for a couple more hours. It is Friday morning, just after daylight a bit here. This will be a couple day vlog, probably main part of the vlog. Put up that high-tensil fence that we've been working on clearing the fence row. But I did want to get out and show you a bit of the ice and what we're dealing with. You probably can't see, but in the stalls inside the barn, we did have the horses put up as well. So other than the cows, everyone were out of the snow and ice. We'll go back and check on them in a second after we give these guys some hay. Well, I had to walk around a minute, but I found the cows. Figured they'd be holed up somewhere under the trees. Bit surprised they're under trees that really don't have many limbs, branches, or leaves, obviously, when they should be under that right here, which absolutely would have completely kept them free of the ice and the snow. It's always a good day when you walk back and you find all your animals and they're doing fine. I'm generally a glass half full kind of person, and I tell you, we could have got a lot more ice, but even better, we didn't get any wind. So it's pretty calm out, even though it's a little bit cold and still spitting snow. It could be a lot worse. All right, well, that's Friday morning after Ice Storm 2022. Next stop, high-tensil fencing. All right, it's Saturday morning, pretty early. You can see the sun is coming up. It's gonna be a nice day, although it's pretty cold right now, but there is no wind coming. So it's fence time. Finally, you've got this all cleared out. I'll show it what it looked like before. This is still work to be done to get the fence onto the other side of the terrain. But we're now going to put that high-tensil wire from back there all the way up over this hill here a little ways. I think it's about 300 yards. All right, so maybe a bit of a how-to today on putting up, at least how I put up a high-tensil wire. I would, the first thing I would say, I am by no means an expert on this, so anybody that sees this video and you have some recommendations, I would absolutely appreciate it. The supplies I'm using, most of them came from Tin fencing supplies. Really great service, good products. Do it on a run that's this long, about 300 yards. I'm going to start right here in the middle, and I'm going to go that direction with my first pull of wire, and then I'll come back and go that way. In the middle of it, right here, I'm going to connect it with this tension spring. That way, as it gets cold weather and it the wire heats up, gets cold, it will stretch, and this will keep it from breaking. Some of the other tools I'm going to use, I use these little 3-inch wire connectors. I really like these. They don't stick out too far, but they will go roughly like this on the post, and I will connect them with a there is a tool that Tin provides right here that we'll use a drill to put those in. On this end, I will put a, I don't know, I call it a buckle fastener here, tensioner, wire tensioner, and I'll hook the wire to it and then be able to ratchet it tight for the whole length of the fence. The one thing I would say is a must when dealing with this wire is a spinning jenny. This particular spinning jenny is economical. It's less than $70, I think, at Tin. It has a ground spike that goes in the ground, and then it simply spins as you pull out the wire. I found it to work excellently. I guess if I did this a lot, I would get maybe something a little more heavy duty, but this has worked out really well. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is walk the length of the fence, and everywhere there's a wooden post, I'm going to mark it, and that's where I'm going to put my wire connectors. I think this little tool right here is probably as essential for putting these in, the post insulators for the wire, as the spinning jenny is. A couple of things that I have learned with it: you hook it up to your drill. One thing I like to do is, here I got the, some of the wording and stickers on it, and I always make sure that's to my right, and when I put the insulator in, the groove is at the top. That way, as I'm drilling it in, I know right where to stop. Really sturdy. All right, next step, we're gonna start pulling wire from here up to there. Starting to be a pretty nice morning. Sun's coming out. Other thing I wanted to mention is that not only does Tintove have some pretty good supplies here, but if you go to their website, they also have a YouTube channel with a lot of great how-to videos. So all right, so I got the first pull of the wire, got it up here to the corral. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to run it through an insulator. Right here's the insulator. I'm going to wrap that around the post here, run the wire through it so it won't drown out. All right, to wrap this wire, this is a pretty handy little tool. I'm going to slide it right up in here, and that's going to allow me to twist it around the wire. And I found this works pretty good, even though it is 12.5 gauge wire and pretty hard to twist. And I bet this morning, with it as cold as it is, it'll be a little harder. All right, there's my twist on this end. Now I will come in and I'll put a fence clip right back here. Put a fence clip to hold this on. All right, so now we've run it, and as I said, we're going to put this spring tensioner here, just like this. So I'm going to go right in the middle, and then we will run that way. All right, there's the wrap. there's the wrap on this wire, on this spring side of it. I think that one came out a little better, as I had my pliers able to hold on to it easier. All right, got it pulled up here to this corner post and do it a little bit different up here. So I got my insulator on and I ran a wire, and you see I got this tail on it. And on that tail is where I'm going to connect my line tensioner. I'm going to come right up here, I'm going to create a loop, and then the wire will come in here and be able to ratchet it down. Get that pliers on there. You can really twist this wire around it. All right, right there's what it looks like. All right, all that's left is to tighten it up. And with this wire tightener here, just take a 5/8 wrench, put on here, and we'll start cranking it down. All right, that's got it done. Right here, then is the split in the fence with the tensioner on it. Runs that way, runs that way. That's a wrap on the fence project. Another one to check off the list. A couple things to remember, I think, on this fence is, one, it's not necessarily a fence to keep animals in. It's solely, I think, an effective and efficient way to bring electric back here in the back. And when we get to spring here in a few more weeks, hopefully, what you'll see about how this fence works as I use it to rotationally graze and hook up polywire for the whole back part of the farm. Well, thanks again for following along this week on the CoveyChase farm blog. Couple things, some exciting updates. One, if you haven't been to the website, or even if you have, there's been a lot of updates to it over the past week. We are taking reservations for our freezer beef. That is limited supply. The CoveyChase farm shop is up and running. You can reserve your beef right there. You can also see what kind of products we're going to have available. Aside from our grass-fed ground beef, we are also going to have grass-fed all-beef franks, all-beef brats, all-beef summer sausage, and I tell you, some of the best beef jerky I've ever tasted. I got to sample some of it. It will all be grass-fed. It will all have been raised in a rotational, regenerative manner. I think it's going to be great stuff. So get on there. Additionally, we will have our pasture-raised, truly free-range chicken available at the end of May as well. Again, thank you for watching the CoveyChase Farm Blog. Have a great week.